As part of our Love Irish Food Week, we're going to continuing with some great Irish food this morning, and we're joined by Chris Farrell, who's the executive chef of Stadium's Bar and Grill, which is in the Pembroke Hotel in Kilkenny. Good morning to you. And we're going to really concentrate on good old, what I love, an Irish casserole.
Exactly. What I'm doing this morning is I'm using some jigger chops, but you can also use diced leg of lamb. You can also use centre-line chops if you so wished, or leg chops. So I've chosen jigget because they have the bone content for flavour and that. And
then the great thing about these is they're not expensive. A few jigget chops wouldn't be that expensive.
No, not really.
When you're putting like your carrots and your turnip and basic things in there, this is a cheap meal, a cheap wholesome meal.
It is. It's a cheap wholesome meal, and it's also you know, it'll feed between 4 to 6 people. So it's relatively inexpensive.
Off you go.
So what I'm doing is I'm going to seal my jigger chops and season them lightly. A little olive oil on my pan.
So you wouldn't just put the meat in?
I don't. I prefer to seal it, Alan.
All right.
The reason.
So sealing meaning just basically a minute or two.
A minute or two the other side, just to give it colour. What it does as well, it seals the meat, and it helps to keep the flavour, the moisture, and the structure of the meat. So what I'm doing is I have some here that I've sealed earlier.
Sealed already. So basically this is what it is.
What it is. So what I'm doing is
I'm putting them in. No, I'm not.
And I'm going to layer. To layer my.
So a few diced up carrots.
A few carrots first to start. Some leeks. Like that.
I never put leeks in those type of things.
Yeah, it's lovely. The secret for the leeks as well is when you slice them, if you pre-soak them for an hour in some cold water, and what that does is it removes any sand sediment from the growing process.
Lots of onion.
Okay. Garlic.
So that's a good bit of garlic in there.
Yes, it is indeed. So the idea is just getting a little bit of more colour really on these.
Yeah, but
it's not essential. You don't have to seal them, but it's just...
You like them sealed?
Like them sealed. So the next layer...
So the next... Oh, so that's what you're doing. You're layering it all
layering it up, yep.
So you put in carrots, leeks. And to put your leeks, you leave them soaking for an hour. What else have you put in?
I have parsnip, carrot, leeks, onion, my lamb chops.
Parsnip sometimes to me, I don't know whether the flavour, I'm not sure about parsnips sometimes.
Potatoes, sliced potatoes. I think they're nice, they're very earthy.
Yeah. This is a real good old traditional food, isn't it?
It is indeed.
Now, you're taking these out of water. Would you
the reason why I kept them in water is to stop them from...
going brown.
Put that off there. From going brown.
So you wouldn't just sort of chop them up into the way you've chopped. You're actually slicing them.
And you can dice them if you so wish.
Okay, so it's just for your own preference there.
A little bit more carrot, some
more leek on top.
Now,
this would feed an army.
It would. Well, it will. The volume will reduce a little. I'm using just a small little bit of vegetable stock. Okay.
Now, you see,
you can use fresh chicken stock, Alan.
I was going to say that I'd use some beef stock at the start, and what I do is I put it all in and put the water in, and then put everything in on top of that. Is that okay to do?
You can do that, absolutely.
Okay.
Now, what I'm doing is I'm just going to keep some tarragon.
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 So you wouldn't put sort of parsley and thyme. And
you can parsley if you wish. I prefer to use tarragon and rosemary. It's just my own preference.
What flavours do you get out of the tarragon and rosemary? Well, rosemary, but tarragon.
Tarragon is quite a strong perfume. I don't know if you want
I can actually,
take a.
Wow.
So what I do is I keep half of it for when it's finishing.
Yeah.
Okay. Put a little bit of rosemary.
Go in on top of that.
On top of that as well.
So basically, you're just bunging it all into a big dish.
Absolutely.
And it goes into the oven. How long does it go into the oven for?
Well, I cook it at around 150 for maybe an hour to an hour and 20 minutes. It really will depend on your oven.
Okay.
So you have to really check. I would suggest is check after an hour.
And see how the meat is and how the potatoes are done.
It doesn't take a lot of cooking. Once the vegetables have softened, and I put it into a
Okay, now you've one that you've made earlier on, like all good chefs.
I have indeed.
We have one that you don't burn your hands. So we want to see this because I love these type of things. Our viewers know I love casserole, stews, and I love a coddle. I was saying yesterday, get him to make a coddle. I love a coddle. A lot of people outside Dublin don't really know what a coddle is.
Exactly.
Oh, look at this.
Now, the reason that I keep my some of the herbs back is because they lose their well, when they're infusing, they'll also lose their colour.
So you're just going to add it on top of it.
A little bit on top of it like that.
That is fantastic. It smells beautiful. So you're just going to plate it up. We're just going to...
Yeah, from a service point of view, just a little like that.
And if you want to follow this, we can log on to our website, which is tv3.ie/IrelandAM, and after midday today, you will be able to follow all the instructions and you'll be able to make this wonderful dish. And as I said, look at this.
We also serve it with some homemade Irish soda bread, which we
homemade Irish soda bread. Look at this. I mean, this would at least feed 6 people, and relatively inexpensive, good Irish food, and that's what we're talking about this week. Listen, thank you very much, Chris, for coming in. That's Chris from the Pembroke Hotel in Kilkenny. We're going to get tucked into this. This is fabulous. Thank you very much for that. Back into the studio.